Good day, I'm Samantha Allen and this is your JIS News for October 11. Jamaica's domestic export earnings for the first 5 months of 2012 increased marginally by 1.08% over a similar period last year. The Jamaica Exporters Association, JEA, reported this week that domestic exports represented the bulk of the country's $715.3 billion in total export earnings from January to May. During the period, non-traditional domestic exports performed better than traditional exports, growing to $319 million. That was mainly due to an almost 7% increase in food exports, which totaled $60.3 million. JEA President Vitus Evans theorizes that new players investing in areas such as agro-processing have accounted for the boost in non-traditional export earnings.
In an area like papaya, as I mentioned, very large increase in that area, where you have a number of farmers that's gone in and actually started planting more papaya.
Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce Anthony Hilton says Jamaica's competitiveness in the global marketplace relies heavily on the implementation and adherence to local and international standards.
Our failure to embrace both compulsory and voluntary standards can become a barrier to international trade. When our operations are not guided by standards, the result is mayhem, inefficient operations, loss of resources, lack of profitability, and the inability to successfully commercialize our products and services.
Minister Hilton was addressing the Bureau of Standards Technical Committee Awards function recently. The industry minister encouraged the BSJ technical support staff and manufacturers to make standards development a major focus of their business. Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller says this week's meeting of the Partnership for Transformation was a fruitful start. The Prime Minister chaired the meeting of the Council, which includes government, opposition, private sector, academics, civil society and trade union leaders. Mrs. Simpson Miller says now more than ever the partnership is critical, given the need for the various sectors to work together. The group identified some of the key issues to be addressed and agreed to develop a work plan around a set of realistic and achievable goals. The Council will have regularly scheduled meetings every 2 months, but will also convene special meetings as the need arises. Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller says observing October 11 as the first International Day of the Girl Child is a call to action for governments and civil societies to boldly confront the scope and gravity of the continuing high levels of violence against girls. In her message to mark the day, Mrs. Simpson Miller said while Jamaica had seen success in equal access to education and involvement in public life, the society's challenge was reducing the high levels of violence against girls. The Prime Minister said Jamaicans must continue to ensure that we can achieve the Millennium Development Goal of gender equality and the empowerment of women. Meanwhile, Information Minister Senator Sandria Faulkner also spoke to the significance of the international observance.
This day forces us to assess the status of girls and charts the way forward in improving the welfare of our girl child.
And finally, 2 of the Jamaican cricketers who contributed to the West Indies win of the 2020 World Cup received a hero's welcome Wednesday. Chris Gayle and Marlon Samuels' achievements were celebrated in a welcome home reception at the Norman Manley International Airport. The minister responsible for sport, Natalie Nita Headley, pledged government's continued support for cricket and our players.
We are proud to continue to support you as a government. Cricket is certainly a West Indian sport and a Jamaican sport, and we thank you for all you continue to do.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller has again congratulated Gayle and Samuels for their outstanding contribution to West Indies cricket. Following the press conference, the cricketers paid a courtesy call on the Prime Minister. Mrs. Simpson Miller reiterated that Jamaicans were extremely proud of their performance, adding that she would continue to support them and other cricketers in their endeavors. And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Samantha Allen. Thanks for watching.